What's up? What's up? What's up with everybody out there? Happy 4th of July / Independence Day for those of y'all that celebrate it, and for yours that don't celebrate it. I hope y'all doing y'all thing. Hope everybody's playing it safe. I hope nobody goes to jail, does no idiot stuff tonight. Just enjoy the day. Get put up somewhere, be somewhere safe and sound, and just be, so that you can make it to see tomorrow. Anyway, you feel me? I want to do a couple of musical review breakdowns and shit because some albums came out within this last week. I want to talk about them. I want to talk about the sound scan, and I want to talk about just what's generally going on in the hip-hop arena, right? But before I get to talking, I'm Golden Boy Jay. This is Word of Mouth TV. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button. If you're not subscribed, you need to be subscribed. If you're not following me, you should be following me. What are you doing? It don't cost you a cent to like, share, and subscribe, show love, and hit that motherfucking heart button. Pardon me, because I'm supposed to stop with the profanity, but sometimes it just slips out, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to get there, so y'all just bear with me. Anyway, saying the three albums I want to discuss today is YG album that just recently came out. Jay-Z just re-released his album, his first debut album, and T.I. album came out, right? So we're just going to go ahead and start off with Jay-Z, right? So Jay-Z re-released his Reasonable Doubt album. If you don't know who Jay-Z is, you should know who Jay-Z is if you're a hip-hop fan. Anyway, in 1996, Jay-Z came out with an album called Reasonable Doubt. It was, at the time, it was considered lukewarm because, you had a lot of heavyweights alive at that time, so Jay-Z wasn't really getting a look he was supposed to get or thought he should get. He was getting overlooked, rightfully so, pardon me. I've been drinking like a motherfucker tonight. So just, we're going to get through this video. So like I said, Reasonable Doubt came out in 1996. It wasn't received very well. In the hip-hop world, though, it is considered a classic. My personal opinion on it, if you're like a real hip-hop fan, not just like a local or just you like certain music, overall on a hip-hop scale, yes, it is a classic. A lot of people might not consider it a classic. A lot of people don't like Jay-Z, don't like the songs, but just as a fan of music and hip-hop, I think he delivered a decent body of work, and I think Reasonable Doubt is a classic. Some people agree, some people disagree, or whatnot, right? So, like I said, when it was originally released in 1996, it was considered a flop, because you got to remember, this is at a time when people were going double, triple, quadruple, platinum, diamond, all this, you know what I'm saying? I think Jay-Z at that time in 1996, I don't even think he even sold 100,000 first week, right? So, it was a flop. But although it was a flop, it made an impact. It was his arrival. People knew Jay-Z was here, that part. So anyway, fast forward, it was a 30th year anniversary. And just like Money Hungry Jay-Z, how he always is, he did an exclusive deal with Target to have the album re-released vinyl, or however he did it, only through Target at a time right now when the people are supposed to be boycotting Target, especially African-American, Latino, people that come from the ghetto. We're supposed to be boycotting Target, although I ain't gonna lie, I buy my t-shirts from Target, so I am guilty of still shopping with Target and spending my money, but it's my money, so I'm gonna do what I want to do with my money. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is Jay-Z always going through the back door and doing deals with them people. Jay-Z's for self. He's about the dollar. He's gonna get the money. He ain't gonna really care. He's not gonna stand for nothing. That's why he's gonna fall for anything. But anyway, I'm not gonna go too much into all that on Jay-Z's sellout behind. Anyway, he released the album through Target. And the first week numbers just came back. I did the research because I'm a journalist. This is what I do. And I provide this information so y'all know what's going on. So Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt, like I said, it was a flop in 1996. Fast forward 30 years. The first week numbers of him releasing it this week, he did less than 28,000. So you would have to consider that a flop. So you flopped then, and then 30 years later, you re-released it and you flopped. So not only did you flop, you did a deal with Target when during the time we're supposed to be boycotting. That's a flop. For you to be who you are, Jay-Z, the quote-unquote supposed to be the best rapper alive. You're the richest rapper by far. You got all the resources. You got this and you got that. So for you to release an album and do less than 28,000, that's a damn flop. You went quadruple wood. You know what I'm saying? I'm just shaking my head like, yeah, that's an L. You got to hold this L, Jay-Z. Can't only talk about your wins. You got to talk about your L's. And that is an L. 28,000? I mean, come on, man. You on Rock Nation. You on one of the biggest platforms that's out there, and you sold less than 28,000 records. So You know, musically right now, obviously from the numbers, people are not hearing what you're talking about, and they don't want to hear what you're talking about. So that's an L. I just wanted to bring that to y'all attention. Y'all don't believe me? Do your research. Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt, re-released 30 years later. He catches an L because he sold less than 28,000. Moving forward, moving along. Let's talk about T.I. T.I., you know, he's one of my favorite rappers, as well as Jay-Z, right? T.I., you know what I'm saying, his album, Kill the King, you know what I'm saying? T.I. had a bunch of momentum. As y'all know, he was having the back and forth with 50, as well as T.I. and the rest of his family. So it was T.I. featuring his family plus 50. T.I. dropped some diss records. His son dropped some diss records. T.I.'s, the singles that he dropped off this album, they was good singles. They was good, strong songs. Artistically, T.I. hasn't lost a step. He can still bring it. He still got he could still spit. He still chooses decent production. You know, he had a big, you know, everything was looking good. He was going viral. He had this TikTok. He was getting the streams. People was reposting it. Everybody thought this album was going to come out and do what it's supposed to do, right? But we also got to add in there, we got to be fair. T.I. is independent right now. Jay-Z's on a major. It's a big difference. T.I. is independent. So like I said, you know, his numbers came back too. And I think the numbers, not even I seen the numbers. T.I. did about 24,000. You know what I'm saying? That's a big drop from when these guys were at their heyday, when they were selling millions of records. But, you know, T.I. at 24,000 go, you know, the 24,000 he did sell, right? All that money gonna go to him. Ain't no middleman, ain't no major labels, ain't no recoupment, ain't all that. He did it all himself. So you can, it depends on how you look at it, you know what I'm saying? On a big chart and a big scale, yeah, that's an L for a T.I. album. Only sold 24,000. But keep in mind, ain't nobody really putting up big numbers. The only niggas that's selling right now and doing them impressive numbers is Drake and Kendrick. Outside of that, everybody else is putting up bricks. The numbers is terrible. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. You feel me? But anyway, with all that stuff, T.I. just performed at the BET Awards. He had all this momentum, and just to come out and only do 24,000 or a little less. Maybe matter of fact, he did 23,000 and some change. So, you know, we handing out L's tonight. It's the 4th of July, and T.I., come get your L, man. 23,000 and some change, man, for his album Kill the King. And I listened to the album yesterday. The album is hard. It's all, you know, it's a solid body of work. Is it a classic? No. Do T.I. have classics? Yes. Is this one of his classics? No. But is it a good-ass album? Yes. I don't know why it didn't sell more than 24,000. But like I said, we in a time where nobody's really selling unless you certain rappers or whatever. So, you know what I mean? T.I. got to hold that L. I just want to bring it to y'all with the type of numbers these niggas is putting up. And last but not least, we got to talk about, who else we do? We did Jay-Z, we did T.I., YG. We got to talk about YG. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really never been a really big YG fan like that. I like a couple of his mixtapes, and I like his first debut album. Other than that, you know what I mean, he's like a hit or miss for me. And this album that he recently just came out with, I think it's called My Gentleman's Club. Did I listen to the whole album? No. Did I listen to enough of the album to voice an opinion on it? Yes. And you know, you already know what's coming. You know what I'm saying? You already know. YG, come up here and get your L. Yeah. YG sold less than 10,000. He didn't even chart. He didn't even chart, y'all. And when I say he didn't even chart, that means basically his album, his music didn't even make big enough an impact for the motherfucking sound scale to even register. So he definitely, out of all these 3 individuals that I named tonight, they're all taking L's. But YG, you take the biggest L because you didn't even chart. You sold less than 10,000, bruh. 10,000. You on a major label. You on Def Jam. You got music videos. You got a budget. And you keep in mind, I want everybody to know, because you need to be informed. To make a real decent basic, to make the minimum, to make an album all the way around, it's a minimum of probably like $1 million. So these guys are in the red. Imagine spending $1 million and coming out and doing some sucky numbers that you're not even gonna make your money back. That's why right now, my personal opinion, no, I'm not in the music industry, and they're gonna be like, well, who is this nigga to even have an opinion? You know, I say what I want, I do what I want to do. Anyway, to me, it's just best just to come out with singles or just drop songs, because dropping and releasing a full body of work in this day and age, unless you Drake, Kendrick, or maybe a few other niggas that's gonna do the numbers, you're wasting your time and you're messing up your resume, because when your album comes out and the numbers come back, you know, you're gonna flop, and that's gonna look crazy. So you just should just release singles, release songs, you know what I'm saying? See if they catch some fire behind it, then run and promote that. Because promoting these albums, man, y'all putting up bricks after brick after brick. It's like, man, Hip hop is full of bricks right now, and this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, your favorite artist is bricking. You know what I'm saying? I just named 3 hip hop heavyweights. All them dudes is major artists. You know what I'm saying? And every last one of those 3 individuals that I just named, they all caught L's this week. Terrible numbers. It don't make no sense. Like, what's going on? Like, is it the rapper? Is it the fans? Is the songs terrible? Is the fans not care? Have these guys' time came and went? Are they past their prime? What's the deal? Do you think they should retire and find something else to do? Because he's putting up these motherfucking low numbers. It's not cutting it. You're going to be in the red. You're not recouping. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to bring that news to y'all on this 4th of July. Like I said, Jayz, YG, and T.I., all 3 of them individuals, they have rightfully came and got these L's tonight. They earned them because with them albums they just released was Blanca Dunk Dunk. They was L's. Slump It or Dump It. You would have to say dump it. But at the same time, I think we're in a time and place where you can't really just keep going off the numbers, you know what I'm saying? Because people make good songs and the numbers come back trash. So, you know, it depends on the impact the album has, you know, but, you know, it is a numbers game. And that's what I just shared with y'all. So like I said, stay tuned for more hip-hop news, more viral news, more coverage on whatever's going on out there. Like, share, subscribe, mess with your boy. I'm gone. Stay safe.